very heavy 24 hours. Do you just want to reflect in the last 24 hours for me? How are you doing?
I'm good. The bottom line, I'm a believer just like he was. And so I know he's in heaven. I believe that 100% with everything in my soul. I'm praying for his family, Erica and the kids and his team, because I know there's a lot of, even though there's a lot of faith and confidence in where he's at, there's questions and concerns about what happened.
And if you don't mind sharing just your connection with him and just, I guess, like, a fond memory.
So I met him through Pastor Rob McCoy, who's Charlie Kirk's pastor, and he does Charlie Kirk's faith ministry. And we spoke at several events, and he's just straightforward and funny, and just really cares about this country, and he cares about he cares about, he wants to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to hear about Jesus and the love of Jesus and who he was as his Lord and Savior. And he's wicked smart, like wicked smart. And I love that he just speaks truth and nobody knows how to handle that situation.
Go ahead. You're good. We can take a quick pause. Obviously, the FBI and the police are calling this politically motivated. But moving forward, how do we move forward from this? And do you see a world where everyone, no matter the political, ideologies, can come together and change comes from this?
So absolutely, I think that we can get past this, and we should live like Charlie. My friend Charlie, there wasn't one time where he didn't. It didn't matter who was in front of him or what they were saying or what they were, even if they were yelling at him, he always made sure he had the opportunity to give them an opportunity to meet his Lord and Savior, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I think that changed hearts and minds of people everywhere. I have text messages going off where students on campuses that were following Charlie were leading people in prayer this morning and reaching out to their football players and their track members. And my phone's been blowing up about, what someone may have thought would stop a movement is going to accelerate a movement into the future where kindness and truth and respect and boldness and justice have the opportunity to come together in a public square. And that's all he did. He brought dialogue to a public square, and he was killed because of what he believed. And that's completely unacceptable, specifically here in the United States of America.
Obviously, we are a capital city here. The flags are flying at half-staff today in honor of his life. Are you feeling the support from your colleagues on the other side of the aisle?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Pro Tem McGuire, I said, I want to say a few words. This was really important to me. And he said, absolutely. And so he let me speak out of turn, out of motion, against the rules, all of that. Yesterday, the governor, the first partner, I saw the governor this morning, thanked him for putting up the statement that he did. The first partner put something up. So absolutely. I've had several colleagues on the other side of the aisle come and talk to me. It's really, I think this is a wake-up call to everybody, that no matter our differences and no matter our opinions or the way that we, look at a situation, we're all human beings, and we're all created in God's image, and we're all equal.
So we're nearing the end of this legislative session. Has this changed your way of doing your job, I guess you say, when you're on the floor, when you're in these committee hearings? Obviously, sometimes it can get very heated, but with what happened yesterday, I don't know, is there a change in how you are approaching this job now?
I don't think it changed the way I approached it. I think that, I've always tried to be, respectful to my colleagues. I think my colleagues have always been trying to be respectful to me. I think it's based on relationship, and I think that, if you show kindness to somebody, even you can disagree with somebody's ideology or somebody's politics, but they're still a human being. They're just a human. They bleed red just like you do. Doesn't matter what color your skin is. Doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, or Independent. You all bleed red. And sometimes I feel like I might be the only Jesus that my colleague sees. So I can't really be mean, right? And I think that's what Charlie did. Everywhere he went, he made sure that he talked about his Lord and Savior first. He was purposeful in what he did in his life. He lived out a calling. It wasn't just a job. He was a great father. A great father to a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old that's kind of 18 months. a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and he was an intentional husband to Erica. Like, he lived out purpose. Every day of his life, he lived out purpose.